Remember the movie Jaws? Well, it turns out that great white sharks are good for more than just eating people. They are apex predators, also known as the top of the food chain. So they eat these guys, who eat these guys, who eat these guys. And you wipe these guys out, well, everything else gets thrown out of whack. So great white sharks are like really big animals, and they have big energy demands. And not only do they hunt along the coastline of land masses, they also are known to travel for months and go for thousands of kilometers in the open ocean. It's a big world. But how are the energy demands of these big animals met when they leave the relatively food-abundant places along the coast and head into the open ocean, which is generally considered to be somewhat of a food desert in comparison to the coastline? Some researchers looked at 2 female adult white sharks who moved from the Gulf Stream region into the Sargasso Sea and into the North Atlantic Ocean. And these females followed ocean eddies. Well, what are ocean eddies? First, let me just give you a little visual here. Here's Florida, and this is the coast of North America, and this is the Gulf Stream, which is a huge current that moves up the coast. It's very warm because it comes from the equator. And as it goes up the coast, it eventually breaks off and starts going into the North Atlantic Ocean. And as it breaks off, water will break away and form little eddies, which are little swirls of warm or cold water. And it'll just keep doing this as it just meanders its way up. So the researchers studied the movement of these sharks in clockwise rotating anticyclonic eddies. And this is a really, really complicated term for something that's somewhat simple. Clockwise meaning that it rotates in the clockwise direction, and that just simply means it's going in this direction. Anticyclonic in the northern hemisphere means that it is bringing warm water through, and it's more warm than the surrounding area. So clockwise rotating anticyclonic eddies are just ocean eddies that are going in this direction, and they're warm. So one shark was tagged with a device that not only measured the temperature of the water that it was in, and it was tagged on this dorsal fin, but it also measured how deep the shark dove into the ocean. And the device found that this shark often made dives all the way down to 1,000 meters into the ocean in search of prey. One last thing, great white sharks are cold-blooded, so they need to regulate their temperature in some kind of way. Not only that, but they also just need prey in general. So these researchers, in conclusion, found that sharks are much, much, much happier when they are in warm ocean eddies and they are able to find prey. Remember that sharks are important for the marine food web. Take care of them.